Um, we're back with Inspire on Purpose with Purpose. And before we went to our intentions, we were talking about a quote from this little book that I have that says, you have to want it more than you're afraid of it. And we were talking about, just sort of going for it sometimes. And Beck, you were making a really good point about how sometimes we even like blow up the fears or, the requirements that we put on ourselves until we're ready to like admit that we're ready or to go for it. So I didn't know if anyone else had anything else they wanted to share.
I think I'm a champion of doing that, in spinning up my anxiety, making something bigger than it is, and really getting that fear riled up inside of me. And then in hindsight, I'm like, why was it such a big deal? It really wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that too. And I'm always trying to think like 10 steps ahead. So, I mean, this is a slight exaggeration, but it's like, I'll want to, like I have this workshop I'm working on and I'm like excited to launch it. And then I'll like get in my head and like talk myself out of it. And it'll be something crazy like, oh, but what if someone does my workshop and it inspires them to create their own company that makes chemicals that are harmful for the atmosphere, and then there's more global warming, and then my great 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 grandchildren have to like live on Mars because there's no more breathable air here. And it's like, at what point are you just like, are you even like listening to yourself? Like, and I think like to Beck's point, just the question, just saying like, well, what's the worst that could happen? And I think like that's where I came to with that extreme example, because it's like when you actually say it out loud, it's like, that's what I'm worried about. So just sort of like putting it out there sometimes helps you to realize, okay, maybe I went a little too far.
I love that. And I'll say that I think that's why speaking life is so important, right? Like giving the breathing room to the things that are in our heads is really important, and being able to speak life to things, because sometimes we find out they don't need to be spoken to, they need to be removed and told to sit down and shut up.
Yeah. Because what you give attention to will grow.
Yep, that's right.
Awesome. So we're at the top of the hour.